Hey, what's up, everybody? User-friendly here with my terrible UI. Um, so we're at second week Shadowlands, and after a little bit of farming, I managed to get the Beast Mastery, what is now the best in slot legendary, Soulforge Embers. Um, think it's fantastic that this ability is the best in slot and what's going to be used for the most damage because it's super fun. Or I think it's super fun. I think everybody out there would like a little bit of, something different in the rotation. Um, but I just got it. I used it a couple times in Torghast when it was just a power, but now I have the legendary. So I wanted to share with you guys my weak auras and my macros, what I have set up for this, because the issue is that Tar Trap is on a 25-second cooldown, and Flare is on a 20-second cooldown. So you can just be safe and um, use every 20 seconds if you want to. Um, when Tar Trap comes off of cooldown, or every 25 seconds when Tar Trap comes off of cooldown, um, you can do that. Me, assuming that using it every 20 seconds that Flare is off of cooldown will be the way to go, because that's a lot of extra casts over the course of a 6, 7, 8 minute raid fight. Um, so the question is, first off, how does it work? You have to have Tar Trap on the monster. The Tar Trap has to be popped or it won't work. So I'll show you guys here. I'm going to throw the Tar Trap, and then before the Tar Trap lands and pops, I'm going to flare, and you'll see that it doesn't work. See? They have Tar Trap and Flare, but he doesn't have the damage buff. So if you wait here, I'll throw another Flare once my Flare comes off of cooldown. Since that Tar Trap lasts 30 seconds, we have a 10-second window where we can throw another Flare, and the damage buff pops up. Now, if you also watch, this Tar Trap should go away before this damage buff finishes. You don't need to keep them in the Tar Trap. As long as they are in the Tar Trap, when the Flare activates, then they take the damage. You also can't throw a Flare and then throw a Tar Trap. It doesn't work that way. It has to be in the correct order. So, what I have done, I'm not super amazing or anything, but I have a macro. I'll put the macro itself down in the comments, but it's a cast sequence macro for Tar Trap and then 2 flares. So in theory, you can hit the Tar Trap. It will go off at wherever your cursor is, because that's the most convenient way to do it. Unfortunately, there isn't a cast at target friendly or unfriendly, because it'd be great to just throw it at the tank or throw it at your current target, but that doesn't work. You have to mouse over. That's the easiest you're going to get. A reset time of 24 seconds, because the cooldown on Tar Trap is 25 seconds, and then 2 casts of Flare. Now, what this does is, and make sure you also leave the icon question mark, and I'll show you why that makes a difference. Because if I attack something, throw Tar Trap, throw Flare, okay, and for some reason it gets pulled out of the Tar Trap, my Flare is going to be ready again in 10 seconds. But the monster's no longer in the Tar Trap, so you have to wait until your Tar Trap comes off of cooldown. Now, when it does, you can you can throw your Tar Trap instantly, or you can wait the few extra seconds for your macro to come back up, and you'll see the icon changes based on whatever is next in the cast sequence. You can play with that number a little bit. It's looking like the reset is from the last casted spell in the sequence, so you want to make sure that you throw your Tar Trap and your Flare quickly. I have it, like I said, I have it at 24. I may play with that a little bit. Um, you can play with it if you want to also. But like I said, make sure you leave it blank as the icon so that you can see on your button, whatever you use for your UI, what spell is going to be next. Because if you think that you're hitting your macro and you're going to throw a tar trap and you throw a flare, you've now wasted that 20 seconds of time, and you will not get another. You basically just wasted that cooldown. So yeah, I hope that answers some questions for how this ability works. I had a lot of questions before I actually got my hands on it, and I'm really glad that I waited. My weak aura for this, I just have a trigger for when flare is available. Um, it's a trigger status, action usable, flare. I have my animations set to preset and bounce, so it bounces when I'm in combat. So as soon as I'm up, and as soon as flare pops up, it goes away. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope that teaches you something. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. It's an interesting setup, and I, for one, am excited to get it in Mythic Plus and see it in Raid next week. But yeah, any questions, let me know. See you next time.